Okay, on this paper we're talking about quadratic functions. And it says, what are the zeros of each of the following functions? Write them in the box labeled roots beside each graph. Remember when we're talking about zeros, we're talking about solutions, but really what we're talking about is x-intercepts. Okay, so when you're looking at this one, what are the x-intercepts? Well, right here, if you look, it crosses only in one spot. It has one solution. That solution is 3, 0. That's where it touches. This only has one solution. So when you're asked to describe it, when you have to describe the solution, that's what they're asking for. But this point crosses at 3, 0. Now let's look at this one. Take a minute and look at this and tell me how many roots this has. Does it cross the x-axis? No, it does not. So this has no real solutions. Letter C. If you look here, it crosses here and here on the x-axis. That is negative 3, 0 and 4, 0. Those are your intercepts. It has two solutions. So when it asks you to describe it, you would write two solutions. And when you're trying to tell exactly what it is, this is what your answer is. So if you look at the next one, what are my solutions? Right here I have 1, 0, and right here I have 5, 0. The next one says, at what point does the graph of f of x equals x squared minus 3x minus 18 intersect the x-axis? Well, let's go over to our calculator and go in here and let's put it in. It's already in standard form right here. So if I go over here, I'm going to put in there x squared, remember the squared button's right here, plus, no not plus, it was minus 3x minus 18. Now the first thing I do is I press graph and look and see if I can see it on my graph. I see it here, which looks like negative 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 it looks like. So when I go second graph and I go to my table, there's one of them, negative 3, 0. Another one, I thought it was 6, so I'm going to go and look. There it is, 6, 0. So they cross in two spots. Those are my roots. Now on the next one it says the area of the triangle given by the equation h squared minus 3h equals 40, where h is the height of the triangle. What is the height? Well, first off, I need to put this in standard form, so I need to subtract 40 from each side of the equation. I get h squared minus 3h minus 40 equals 0. So now if I go in the calculator, now I'm not going to use h, I'm going to use x squared minus 3x minus 40. I'm going to press graph and I'm going to look and see where they cross. Right here it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's verify in the table. Well, let's go back here to negative 5. Sure enough, there's one of them. We've got negative 5, 0. Okay, now let's go and look for the other one. Right there it says 8, 0. Well, okay, let's talk about this. These are my two solutions, but it wants to know the height. Is it negative 5 or is it 8? Well, can you be negative 5 feet tall? No, that doesn't make any sense. The only one you will use is the positive one. So the height is 8. Now 8, what? We don't know what it is right there in the triangle. Okay, so here's the next two. If you want to try those and come back and see how you do. On letter A, it's already written in standard form, so I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to put in there x squared minus 11x plus 28. Press graph. Let's look at it and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see, 4 and 7 maybe. Oh, wait, they're right there for me. 4, 0, 7, 0. Sure are. 4, 0, and 7, 0. Now you may see them right like x equals 4, x equals 7. You could write it this way, or you could even write it in set notation. They put the squigglies and they put a 4 and a comma and a 7. It means the two roots, these are separate. See, the ordered pairs are written in parentheses. This is set notation. On this next one, before we can find anything and put in the calculator, we have to subtract 3 from each side of the equal sign. I get x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Well, let's go put that in the calculator. X squared minus, oh not minus, plus 2x minus 3, and press graph. Alright, looks like it's negative 3 and positive 1. So we're going to go over here. There's positive 1, 0, and negative 3, 0. So my solutions, negative 3, 0, and 1, 0. And remember, I can write it as x equals negative 3. Oh, would help if the camera was on there, huh? And x equals 1. Okay, here's the last problem on this page. What are the roots? And it gives us this table. So when we look in this table to find our roots, we need to know that we are looking to see where y is 0. And I'm going to circle them. These right here, these are my roots, where y is 0. So x is negative 1 and x is 7. Now the next thing it asked me for is the vertex. Remember, the vertex is where the parabola changes direction. I've got 0 and a 0, 2 and a 2. Right here, this one does not have a partner point. This is my vertex. So my vertex is an ordered pair. It's 3, negative 2. Now it says to name a pair of symmetric points. Symmetric points have the same y number. I can use negative 1, 0 and 7, 0. They both have the same y numbers, this one and this one. There's also this, 2 and that 2. So I have 1, 2, and 5, 2. Either one of those would work as a symmetric pair.